Okay, we should actually be live as of right now, Mr. Zablo.
Well, good morning there, Mr. Beatty. I
And
guess
here we are. The little bit of delay.
I guess we should let everyone know where we're broadcasting from. Can you hear me,
Okay.
sir?
Yeah, I do. I do hear the echo.
I as well.
Are you on the page where you can actually see what the... Yes, I can hear you. Let me get rid of my page there.
I think
And
that's better.
now, can you see the chat? I guess I don't need to if you're going to be
Yeah,
following it and reading it for me.
I got the chat, and I see that we're I see we're live.
Okay, then I will just go back to the control center. Okay, it says 2 viewers down here, or 3 viewers. Somebody joined us. Hello, early morning viewer.
Now I don't see the viewers.
Well, if you are you on the page that, let's say, the live audience would be watching?
Yeah, I think I am.
Well, are you on the page? It has the white background and
Yep.
it says, okay,
It says live up in the right-hand corner.
right. So you should see down below that how many people are watching. And as of now, it's 2 viewers. I think we lost somebody. somebody came into the wrong room.
No, it doesn't show me how many people.
Now we have 3 viewers. Somebody is back. It
It
should.
do-
Give it a
it-
second.
Let's see about let's.
And for anybody watching, please forgive us. This is our first time
Working
doing this, and we're going to smooth it out. It might take us a while, but anybody who remembered Craig and I from doing my John Beatty live drawing streams, it took us a little while. Okay, there's somebody that says good morning. I don't have a name next to it. Was that you? Was that you? Oh, that's you, Craig. Okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm in the behind. Let's say the broadcasting thing, and it did pop up over your head. So when I asked, it did. But I can't see who's in the chat room.
I can't either.
Well, nobody's typed in there. Then, if they would, you would see their name.
All right.
So we're kind of getting through this. Don't want to draw it out too long because we do have a timeline, and we also have.
We have some art to get to.
Yep, I got some art to get to. I just thought I would put this Captain America Stan Lee signature that I'm venomizing, making venom in a cap mask and bust shot, so you can see the star. Let's see. I'd like to welcome Thunderhead Jones for subscribing to the channel. Maybe that's who's the viewer is. We appreciate that, Thunderhead.
Absolutely. Craig. Good morning, Thunderhead.
Craig, can you see the chat? Not our chat, because like I said, I'm kind of behind in the broadcast booth, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it gets rid of that echo we were having again, that problem, which I thought the headphones would solve. So we're going to have to work on this chat. But most of the time, I'm going to be drawing and answering questions while you monitor.
Correct.
Hence, you're co-hosting.
That's what I do. I co-host.
Yes.
What's interesting, though, and not in a good way, is I cannot see who's in here, so I can't say good morning or welcome them.
Well, until somebody types, you're not going to see who they are.
All right, that'll work. Well, we do have some folks here, so good morning. John's going to be doing some sketches today after he finishes this one.
No, I'm not going to finish this one today.
Oh, you're not? I thought you were.
No.
You got the... Okay.
This was just the watercolor I laid down yesterday.
I do have a question about that one.
What's that?
Stan Lee signed that.
Yes, right up in the Captain America. Here, let me.
So, what extra precaution did you take when you started to work on that, knowing, the Stan Lee signature is pretty valuable?
None.
The
area that it's in is up in the logo, of course. And so it's not in the middle. It's not down below or anything. So it's kind of in what I would call a safe zone.
Yeah.
So, as I'm working from here down. So I don't have to worry about,
I just know,
touching.
I know how precise you are, but I just thought it would have made you a little more
No,
concerned.
I've done more covers with Stan's signature, and I've also done some with John Romita and a few other people who, their signature on a book is fairly expensive, and I've never had a problem yet. And I won't say who this is for because, it's a private collector,
Sure. Absolutely.
and they may not want their name out. But yeah, I mean, you do take caution with it, but it's almost like that rule: if you're overly cautious,
Yeah.
then something will happen. Um,
Absolutely.
so, like I said, I knew I was working from the logo down. Now, the ones with John Romita's signature were down in this area, so I boxed them off.
Hmm.
Um, but other than that, I mean, I just worked around it. It's not like they're going to smear. They're not wet or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's fairly safe. So what I'm going to do, um, just wanted to show this to get us started. And for those of you who don't know, my name is John Beatty. I am decades and decades professional artist, comic book inker for Marvel, DC, Image, all the publishers, pretty much from 1980 forward. I've probably worked with most of them on something. Currently, I am working on commercial jobs. I'm doing private commissions such as this one, and I'm also doing a lot of comic book conventions. So you may have seen my work inking Mike Zeck on Captain America, Secret Wars, the Punisher miniseries, the Punisher graphic novel Return to Big Nothing. Lots of other various covers, G.I. Joe, other Captain America covers. We stayed on and did Captain America covers even after our run was up, which some are. We did Captain America Annual 8, which has the classic Wolverine Captain America battle, which is, that's a lot of people's favorite covers from the Bronze Age. In the 90s, I worked 8 years with Doug Moench and Kelley Jones on just a myriad of Batman projects, from 3 years on the monthly book, starting with issue 515. And I finished the last 2 parts of the Batman Dracula graphic novel with Doug writing and Kelley penciling. So we did Haunted Gotham. Everything was pretty much in that run a little bit playing towards Kelley's strengths as a penciler, spooky, dark. Nothing was too light and fun, although it could be in a creepy kind of way, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, Craig's at home. Eventually, when I get my studio completely set up, we're going to have a area where he will be able to sit in studio with me. And, we're going to try to do some more of these Saturday sketches. Today, the Saturday sketches are, if anybody wants to order one, cost starts at $40. They're going to be, I believe, 6x8. Let me see on this paper. 6x8 inches, simple ink drawings. I do have one previously, a 6x6, and this is to benefit my wife. As some of you may have seen, we had a GoFundMe. Her father was diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer not too long ago, and unfortunately, right the day I was leaving for Baltimore, she got a call and he was passing away, and did pass away right before I got onto the plane. She did tell me to go ahead and do the show, because we need to raise funds right now for burial expenses for him, and also to hopefully we have to make a trip to Washington, D.C. to get her passport renewed and then get her a ticket over to the Philippines so that she can spend some time as soon as possible with her family. So, the quick stuff will start at $40. Something more involved will go higher. If you want to contact me, you can either leave a message on this channel that I will get, or you can contact me through my website, johnbeattyart.com. It's my name with just the word art added onto it.com, and there is a contact page, and we can discuss another commission if you're interested at all in helping out. There is also a GoFundMe page if you just want to contribute that is still open. Craig, I don't know if you can find that and put the link up in the chat or not.
Yeah, let's see what I can do with that.
We've had very good luck with the GoFundMe, and all that money has been sent to her family. Believe it or not, third world country, it's still expensive. She comes from a very humble means family. So we had to kind of take it upon ourselves to make sure her father got a diagnosis, which meant a hospital stay. He got very sick very fast, and there was really, nothing they could do to treat him. And unfortunately, my father-in-law, her father, passed away. So I have a piece now. It's going to be a ghostwriter. I know you can probably just faintly see my pencils that I did this morning. So I'm going to get to inking on this. And if you have any questions, if you come into the chat, feel free to ask. And Craig will be here to, if somebody asks a question or, wants to comment or something, please do. And I guess we'll get the show going, right, Mr. Zablo?
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
I didn't know I was going to pop up there. Hello there, everybody.
Yeah, well, like I said, I can switch, and if you want to not pop up so that the drawing, I can correct that right now, I believe.
Yeah, why don't you keep it on the drawing?
Okay.
I think that's what people really want to see.
Let's now.
But hey, everybody.
I will try this. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we'll give it a shot. So basically, when I'm in the back and there's this little setting called cameraman. I say, okay, I see you put the GoFundMe link up there. Thank you, Craig.
Absolutely.
It says broadcasts a large video that I see, meaning myself, behind the scenes, kind of, to my audience and hide the other video feeds. And then it has a question mark, and that's defaulted to a no radio button. So I'm going to hit yes.
Right now, all I'm seeing is me.
Okay. Yes. But remember when we did a test earlier when the guy was in the chat, he said it was switching back and forth correctly.
Okay.
And now what I could probably do, okay, we've picked up a viewer. I see there's 4 viewers in the room. If you could say something, Craig, even a test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2. Good morning, everybody.
Okay, and if that person is willing to just let us know, did it switch to Craig or did it stay on
the art?
Or the art that you can barely see right now?
Oh, apparently I can switch it back and forth too.
Oh, you can?
Yep. So, well, for my screen right now.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say is I can turn your camera off, but I don't know if that also mutes your mic. You want to try that?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. Oh, that was my camera. Sorry about that. Okay.
This is
trial
by air.
Right. You know what? Here's what I'm going to try to do. Present to everyone. Okay. Now say something, Craig.
Good morning, everybody.
You're not switching to my screen.
All right, we're good. Let's roll.
I'm only seeing now. were you saying that you could only, were you switching back and forth?
No, when it switched, it just stayed there. But now I realize I can either switch it to me,
Right.
and right now it's just me. But I can also switch it to your art, so we're good to go.
All right, but you need to monitor the chat room in case somebody would have a question.
I'm monitoring it.
Okay.
And hey, John, when you were listing your credits, you talked about Zeck and you talked about Kelley Jones, but I mean, you've inked George Perez, you've inked John Byrne, you've inked. I mean, we could go on and on.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely
pretty impressive.
Michael Golden.
The NAM.
Yeah. Done a lot in the time I was in the business, and you know, either by design or, you know, sometimes I would chase jobs that I heard were available, and sometimes a job would chase me, and I really enjoyed working over a lot of the people that that I got a chance to. You know, it's a proverbial who's who.
Now,
Mike Cross says lots of chatting happening on the YouTube. Yes, Mike.
Okay, now I did not see that.
Well, he sent me that on Messenger.
All right, Mr. Mike Cross. How come he's not doing a group chat and testing it out for us?
Well, he wouldn't be on a group chat. See, he should be in, you know, just in the regular, you know, when you watch a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Okay. And you see how the chat's over to the side?
Yes, sir.
That's where Mr. Cross should be leaving his comments so that you can then address him, so to speak.
And there you go.
Okay. Oh, we are in the chat area. Okay. Well, Mike, if you can hear me, which I assume you can you type in the chat area? See, this is the thing. I think YouTube being owned by Google, 3 of us, he says 3 of us so far. And I think 2 of them are myself and Craig, Mike. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the way it works, because when I test this myself, it only will show 1 viewer. So I think Craig, myself, and you are in there. What I was going to say is, I think since YouTube is owned by Google, I think they do make you get a Google email so that you can participate. And it's just a way of, you know, Google wants to, you know, make you have a Gmail address, which, what's the problem, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you can use it just for whatever. I have quite a few of them, and Chad says people are typing in the chat. So I don't think you're on the right, Craig, I don't think you're on the right page. You need to go. Didn't I send you the other link, Craig? Or go to the, yes, go to my tweet that I sent out. That will take you, will take you to just the page that I can't go there. Remember we were having that echo problem?
All right, let me see what I can do here.
If you can pull up your Twitter or Facebook where I posted it,
I can get there.
Then we, you know, that's what I need. I need that chat feed. So people have probably been cursing at us or whatever, and we've been not following because I don't think you quite understand what I was wanting you.
Well, I went to the link you sent me. That's what we've been testing on. So let's go to the link you sent everybody.
The link I sent you is so that you can be in the broadcast. Then the one I tweeted out is the other one. link I sent you is so that. Yeah, see, now I know you're on the right page because I hear echo. Mike Cross said we only curse Zablo. I know I liked him for another reason than just being part of the Corduroy Mafia. Now I've lost you, Craig. I believe the boy has disconnected himself. Well, we will need to do more testing, as you all have probably figured out, but we'll continue to run with this. We have ways of there. Now Craig's back. Craig, you disconnected yourself for
Well, I did that purposely.
Yeah, okay. You let me know next time, because if you just disappear, I'm gonna think something. Now Craig's back. Craig, you disconnected yourself for Yeah, see, I hear myself talking now that you're on that page.
All right, now here's I think we've got this wired. Are you with me?
I hear you.
All right, so here's what I've done. I've gone to the link that you gave me so I could see behind the scenes.
Right, and that means you're broadcasting with
that page so that we can still talk. And right, and I've gone to the YouTube page so I can see all the folks that are in here and that are typing.
Right,
but I'm not seeing. All right, let's see about the chat, live chat.
No. Which the
all right,
live chat,
I think we're now. I'm refreshing.
The chat should automatically be on the broadcast over to the right hand side, not behind the scenes, but on the.
Yeah, I'm over there. I just don't see any. But it could be that nobody said anything since I've got in.
Well, Chad said they were chatting, or somebody said they were chatting.
they're chatty Cathy.
Yeah, Chad said, "Hey, buddy, people are typing in the chat, but I don't think you guys can see it."
Okay, I got it. I see where it's at.
Can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay. What do we got going on?
All right, we got Thunderhead Jones, Alyssa Cross. I bet that's Mike. Thunderhead Jones says, "Can you see me now?" Thunderhead Jones,
Thunderhead, if you're still in the.
He says, "Typing like crazy."
Who's typing like crazy? Thunderhead.
Thunderhead.
I believe that must be Chad.
Is that Chad? Is that Chad?
I don't know. Thunderhead Jones. I mean, could be Thunderhead Hunt, but
I like Chad Jones. He's like my twin. All right.
Your orbital gravity friend.
Yeah, if we get too close together, it's just like magnets.
It throws the universe off.
It's been known to.
Yes.
All right.
So what have we? Was that pretty much the chat till?
That's it. I came in and everybody clammed up.
Well, I think it said administrator. Nobody wants to get in trouble, right?
Yeah, they could. They could get in trouble. Today's the day to do it.
They could get sent to the principal's office.
Yes, they could, sir. Howdy, fellers. Thunderhead says, "Howdy, fellers."
Now, maybe Thunderhead will let us know, is he indeed Chad Hunt?
Thunderhead, are you Chad Hunt?
Or maybe he'd like to be anonymous.
It could be Jim Ivy.
Sir.
Yeah, Thunderhead Jones says, "Indeed he is."
Uh-huh.
But did he say indeed he is Jim Ivy? Alyssa Cross. Can I go ahead and call Mike Cross Alyssa Cross?
Yes, you can.
Alyssa Cross wants to know why the 7 a.m. start. Well, we wanted to let you guys sleep in a little. Literally. Thunderhead Jones said, "Sir, I have literally been up since 3 a.m. What about you, Big J?"
4.
4 o'clock. You got to sleep in a little too. there's a groundswell. There's a whole lot of people, and they're all saying John should draw Stallone.
That
But
happens on.
but don't check the feed, sir. Don't check the feed.
No, I won't do that.
Are we doing the day before or the day after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we were doing it the day before Thanksgiving.
That way I can give thanks on Thanksgiving.
We will be doing a. That's why I was trying to set this up earlier in the year, and
now, Alyssa Cross just said Cowboy Rambo, and
that is so funny.
Now, have you seen it, John? The pictures?
I don't know. Have I seen what pictures?
The next Rambo, Stallone is going. He's got a cowboy
Rambo.
Yeah.
Cowboy.
Alyssa Cross says Thanksgiving Monday is Monday here. You got to remember he's in Canada.
Well,
but going back to Rambo, have you seen the new pictures from the filming of Rambo 5?
No, I haven't.
So the idea, in the last Rambo at the end, he ended up going back to Arizona to the farm where he lived. And so this is going to be with him on the farm, and he's got kind of a cowboy thing going on, and it actually is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Alyssa Cross says that Thanksgiving.
That is so funny. Alyssa, I'd like to thank you for joining in.
We got so many things going on. Thunderhead Jones said Cowboy Rambo looks awesome. I agree, Thunderhead Jones.
Well,
but going back to Alyssa,
no bias there, right?
She is actually selling candy to raise money for her skating, I believe. Is it for her skating, Alyssa? There must be a delay for Canada.
No,
How come Chad doesn't come to Daytona Con?
I don't think Chad is in the state anymore.
Well, they do have roads.
Well, if it's a long trip,
we can't afford to fly him in, can we? Skating and dancing is Alyssa's fundraiser. And she gets all that talent from her dad. He is quite the skater and quite the dancer.
Well, he did the first triple Lindy, didn't he? Didn't he do
you
the
think
first?
I'm kidding?
Didn't what? You're talking to me? Or that's what Alyssa said.
Uh-oh, you're breaking up there, sir.
I'm still here.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
I'm going to refresh that.
I'm still here. Zablo probably knocked himself out of the room again. No, you're there. Okay,
yep.
So Alyssa said what? No, seriously?
Thunderhead Jones said he'll make his way to Daytona Con soon. That would be cool. Are you there?
I am here, but does Thunderhead Jones want to let it? I think he's. I want to say he might be in North Carolina or somewhere. I think he moved. I think he had. I think he got involved in illegal smelt running or something.
He had to leave, and he had to leave the state.
And he kind of left in the middle of the night after an altercation with the
smelt patrol.
The smelt committee of. I'm trying to think of what his county was down there. So I believe he took a quick exit one night, and he's been laying low.
Yes, sir.
Because as you know, smelt night was you bring one, they give you two. Well, he basically, from what I heard, now this could be totally false, is he wanted to kind of up the ante and do a 1 for 3.
Really?
And yeah, and they ran out, and people were actually kind of losing their heads that it was such a good deal that they catch one and they get 3.
Yes, sir.
but when the smelt weren't there, things got smelly.
I smelt that coming.
Can you smell what the rock is cooking?
Holy cow.
Yes, sir. Did you call me a holy cow?
Hello.
Are you there? Could you? Now I can hear myself again. He is messing with some controls, people. I am sorry. He had it. He had it right. I assume. It's okay. We are.
We are?
Did you mess with some controls again?
No.
What happened there? I heard myself bleeding through your.
Oh, yeah, I did. I clicked on I went live on the page that everybody's on.
Well, aren't you supposed to be live there so you can read any comments? Or
Oh, I am live there, but I turned the sound down so that I can hear you live and not hear the delay.
Oh, you muted the
YouTube.
Oh boy, duh.
Yeah,
I could do that.
I wish you would have.
Well, here's one thing. When I'm doing this,
Yeah,
and when I look, I see the delay.
Yeah,
and so I'm like inking a line, and it's really weird.
It's messing with your mind.
Yeah, at least now, like behind the curtain here, it's real time. There's no lag.
Now, the sketch you're doing there, is that that's not typical of what you're doing for $40, is it?
No, this is one of the ones that I do with a little bit of Dr. Martin's dyes.
Yeah.
This is a 6x6, and these are I do these for $100.
But the other ones you're doing are actually 6x8. Is that right?
6x8, and
they're a little quicker.
A little quicker. Still a quality sketch. As you all know, quick for me is
slow for anyone else.
Yeah. As you know from the past, and I think a lot of it had to do with just having fun. You know what I mean?
I've heard about that. I've heard about having fun.
Well, it was it's one of those things where the concentration, talking, interacting, the process begins to
take a little longer.
Yeah.
So
especially when Alyssa would go out and get hot chocolate at a hockey game or something, or was it? No, it was an ice skating event.
Yeah, he told his wife the line was long.
Yeah, it was like a 50-minute line.
Now, what time is it where Mr. Cross is at?
I have no idea what he means by this Atlantic time. Do you?
Well, we're on Eastern time. He's on Atlantic time.
He's way up there in like
the North Pole.
No, he's kind of, like Nova Scotia. I believe he's in Nova Scotia.
Are you in Nova Scotia, Alyssa?
He had when Mike Zeck and I were in Canada, somebody who actually knew Alyssa came by.
So it's 1 hour different. So I'm assuming it's 1 hour earlier. So instead of 7 there, it's 6 there. That's still not bad.
Nah, he should be up.
It's 6 o'clock on weekdays. I'm on my way to work.
And have been up on weekdays. I've been here for an hour. I get up at 4. Of course, I usually go to bed by 9.
Yeah,
you got to get that sleep.
You got to do it. Oh, he's an hour later. So actually, 7 o'clock for us is 8 o'clock for him.
How's that work?
Well, he's one of those types that has that cushy job and he gets to sleep in. And
that is true.
Now, the true test of the matter is, will he be at Heroes this year?
Yeah. He missed last year, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
As did I. We Mike and I were booked in Denver. But the plan is to do Heroes Con 2019.
Oh yeah, you got to go to Heroes Con.
Shelton already talked to Mike and I at the Baltimore show.
Oh, that's good.
And I believe he also wants to bring Big Jim Shooter back in to get the Secret Wars trio back.
That's always a win.
It's a fun time.
He said no Heroes this year. He's got to get the girls to Disney. Now, if he takes the girls to Disney, we could actually see him because Disney's so close to us.
Well, did he say Disney World or Disneyland?
Well, I would assume it would be Disney World, but you know what they say.
Yeah, about assuming.
Yeah.
Or about Alyssa.
Or about Disneyland.
Yes. Yeah, you can fit it in the parking lot of Disney World.
That's what I'm saying. And Chad's kind of being real quiet.
Come on. Chad might be working on his own early morning art.
I could co-host 2 of these at the same time.
Or if Chad's set up, we could bring him in.
Now that would be cool. Alyssa says World, going to Disney World.
There you go. You got to go to the world.
You know what Chad should do? He should time it so that he would be at Disney World.
You said Chad.
I'm sorry. Alyssa
you
should.
mean Alyssa?
Alyssa should time it so he would be at Disney World.
Wait.
Mike should time it.
You just opened. Now you're saying Mike. Now, is Alyssa Mike?
Yeah, Alyssa's Mike.
How's that work?
I don't know. He's on his wife's or his daughter's. I don't know why. Why would he be on his? Why would he be on his daughter's thing anyway? But anyway, he should time it so that he takes the family to Disney World. They're staying in Orlando. He tells them he's going for corn dogs, and he drives over to Daytona to the Daytona convention. Because the lines at Disney are long.
He could say he had to, he ran out of cash and had to hit an ATM. And then go back and get the corn dogs.
That's true.
Of course, I don't know if Disney even sells corn dogs.
Well,
but it's a safe assumption, maybe, that they do.
I would think they do sell turkey legs.
Oh, big ones.
Well, turkeys do have big legs.
Oh, that's right.
So Mike says that she was already set up with her account, and he says he has no time to set up another Google account because he's so busy.
Well, okay, then I have to ask, couldn't he have just used one of the ones he already has?
Well, I'm not sure.
Well, I am asking that of Alyssa.
I do like what you're doing there, sir.
Yeah, okay. It's coming out. It's not taking all day. Right?
No, it's not. All morning. Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Right?
Yes, Ghost Rider.
Say it.
What?
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. There, I said it.
Did you see the
no
the Nicolas Cage movie Ghost?
No, I didn't. And I didn't know if you were going there or not, but no. I heard it wasn't the best.
Neither did I. I'll tell you what. Well, talking about Marvel movies. I guess we're talking about Marvel movies. I think my favorite.
Venom opens today. Is that right?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's going to do any good.
Well, I guess they started out as an R rating and kind of filmed it for an R rating.
And then cut back.
Well, and then they decided, hey, kids like Venom.
Yeah, they do.
And it was all filmed, so I guess they had to cut out a bunch of scenes, and you don't have the same movie, right? I mean, seriously, right? You don't have the same
Right.
movie.
That's true. Alyssa said Zablo didn't see Ghost Rider, but of course he saw Escape Plan 2.
I have no idea what Escape Plan 2 is, but I'm assuming
Yeah, you're right. I know where you're going.
it was a Stallone movie.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was it
Escape
was.
Plan. Is this a sequel to a Stallone Escape Plan 1? Did the first one not work?
No,
Did he need it?
No, he,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. If he got out the first time, why is he back in?
Well, that's why I'm asking. Did it not work? And he's like, I guess we got to go to Plan 2. Another movie. Ha ha ha. That's a bad Stallone, isn't it? That was more like an Arnold.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up there, sir.
Let me check my mic. Mic seems to be fine. It could just be a little
Glitch in the sys.
little glitch in the Wi-Fi. This stuff happens. I've seen big time broadcasters have glitches with connections and stuff.
Well, that is true. Now, I'm going back to my favorite Marvel movie, though. I would say it was the Captain America, the first Captain America.
The first Avenger.
That's exactly.
I literally almost bought that when I stopped in to pick up Infinity War.
You should.
Well, here's the deal. Like I said, I'm afraid to buy any DVDs now because people aren't. I don't know if they're going to be making machines or anything. I mean, I guess they are.
Yeah,
because DVDs are still coming out in 4K and features and stuff like that. But so many people, you can just buy it as a digital download.
Yeah. Have you done that?
Bought a digital download?
Yeah.
For a movie? Well, I mean, there's other stuff. I have bought digital comics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm talking about a movie.
I've only rented it. I've never purchased one that I thought, oh yeah, I want to keep this movie.
Yeah.
Forever and ever. But I've rented it so I could see it. So it's kind of like Netflix. It's a streaming.
Right. Yeah.
And as long as you subscribe, you can continue to watch it. Yeah.
All right. So Mike Cross says, "Ha ha! When Zablo doesn't like you making fun of Stallone, you're breaking up." Now that's funny.
That is funny.
You're breaking up.
Yeah. I believe you're breaking up.
And then Chad jumped in and he said, "Will Disney have Smelt on a stick?"
Oh, maybe that's his plan to come back.
You got to have Smelt.
I think since smelt or small fish. Here, let me get this out of the way. Little hand jive there for Alyssa.
We didn't see her.
Alyssa hyphen Mike. I believe that the smelt on the stick. Here, we'll use this brush. That since they're little fish, they should be like maybe half a dozen, 6 or 8 smelt on a stick. Kind of like at a Chinese buffet when they put the chicken, the teriyaki chicken or whatever. You might get 2 or 3 globs of chicken. But the smelt is a very small fish.
Yes, sir.
So I believe that would, make for, I just, I don't see how they could get around not having to put more smelt on. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. He says his mouth is watering.
Well, wherever he moved to, wherever Chad moved to, we know they have to have smelt. Maybe he didn't move anywhere. Maybe, maybe I'm just assuming the wrong thing.
What, you assume the wrong thing?
Well, not very often, but it could happen.
Well, there you go.
Now we're putting the
Hey,
fire. Yes.
he says North Carolina and
That's
no
it.
smelt.
Yep. See, I was right. North Carolina. And I no smelt.
Now, since we're talking movies and we're talking comics,
Yeah.
have you seen the new poster for Hellboy?
Yes.
I thought that was cool.
Yes.
You
But
don't
you also,
seem too excited about it.
well, it was interesting. You kind of caught me thinking in another, you know, your segue into that topic was
I went right there. I went right there.
that's what I was going to say is I like it, but my counter, before I got excited about it was I was going to say, because you've had a commission from this man, is that Kyle Hotz
Yeah.
rather, had put up, his side by side of drawing. He did a Hellboy, and I don't think it was maybe as close as he did.
Yeah.
He didn't have the sword over his shoulder or anything. It was just basically, I mean, was supposed that simpler or that similar, rather simpler. What do you think?
I don't know. I'd have to see it.
You mean everywhere he posted it, Twitter, Facebook, etc.
I have not seen it.
You have not seen it.
No, sir.
You follow Kyle, yes?
Yes.
And you haven't seen it.
All right. Thunderhead Jones said that was the smoothest transition ever.
Which one?
When I went from Marvel to Hellboy, I guess. And then Alyssa says, got to drive Alyssa to dance, be back in a bit.
Now, if he had to be up, what's his problem?
Who knows?
Can Alyssa drive by now?
She's pretty young still.
Nah, she was young back in the 2010. That's been 8 years ago.
Really? Well, maybe she should be. I don't know. I don't know, sir.
Okay, well.
Do you know?
So this is kind of how it goes. I wanted the yellow to be on the outside,
right,
for the flame, so that into the skull is, once I fill in the blacks, it's going to be done. But and I'm going to get to that. But I'm just taking a look at it at an angle. Since
hey, Chad says, got to run. Congratulations on the first live show. Here's to many more.
Hey, Chad, thank you for stopping by and being part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't forget that, buddy. You were part of the first one, and there'll be plenty more.
In fact,
don't be a stranger, Chad.
Chad was a highlight.
Well,
he always is, though.
That's what I've heard.
Alyssa said, "You guys are making me miss a wrestling.
I love that.
A wrestling pay-per-view."
I just love that we're calling Mike Alyssa, his daughter's name. And it's so funny because some people that don't listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They'll be like, what? What's going on
there? I know what we need to ask Alyssa.
He's leaving.
Well, if he hasn't left yet.
All right.
Ask Alyssa. Well, I'll ask Alyssa, has the stream been on my artwork, on my hand jive right now the whole time? Or when Craig talks, has it switched back and forth between he and I? If you haven't bowed out yet and could answer that, we would really appreciate it.
Hey, silly.
You talking to me?
Silly man. I can answer that. I'm watching the YouTube video, remember?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't switch.
So it stays on me.
That's correct.
Okay. So that's a good thing then, right?
And yep, that's a good thing. And he says, yes, the stream has been hand jiving, no switching since you guys figured that out.
Very good.
Yeah.
Make a note of that, Mr. Zablo.
Duly noted. Lobo.
That seems like it could be a good DC movie.
It's going to be a TV show, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Or he's going to be
But
appearing on a TV show.
yeah, I think I may have saw something about that. But what the thing is,
Alyssa says those massive, monstrous hands.
it's always this small paper. This is actually a 12 by 12 canvas.
Definitely.
And I mean 12 feet by 12 feet.
Now, see, you took it too far, sir. You should have just left it 12 by 12.
You think?
I think so.
Okay.
Hey, you know who's not here?
Who?
Yard sale artist.
Oh. Well, didn't you see my tweet about that?
No.
Yeah. Mr. Fancy Pants is yet at another, albeit not the New York Comic Con. He is at another Atlanta comic book convention after just doing Dragon Con.
Wow. He does not play.
No, he got,
I guess that's all he does do is play.
He got fancy, and you know, he's got time to do 4 or 5 other podcasts. But when I invite him to co-host with you on my small meager show,
yes, sir,
suddenly Monsterama Con pops up.
Okay, well, there you go.
You know, but if this was something James Bond related, perhaps.
Yeah, he would have been all over that.
Now, we could have made it James Bond related. I know you know your Bond.
Oh, I know a little bit about it.
I thought you knew quite a bit about Mr. Ian Fleming.
Not
or
really.
Is it Ian or is it Jan?
I've always said Ian, but
I would think so. But you know, some people say Jan, right?
Jan. Yeah.
And
yes, they do.
and some people call me John Beatty.
Really?
Well, I mean, we could be boring people right now, and they would say, "Oh boy, that's John Beatty."
I get it. Good one. Bum, bum, bum.
Ba-dum-ba. Well, you know, jokes are cheap this time of morning.
They are. They are.
When someone's watching this back, they're going to go, "I don't get it."
They go, "Why would anyone tune in to watch this?"
Well, what they don't know is the rhythm. You know,
sound off.
What did you just say?
Instead, we sound off.
Yeah. Okay. We could sound off, right?
Yeah. I hear you.
What we need to do is, you know, what we're trying to do, not need to do. What we're trying to do is get our group of people.
Get our kinks.
Get our kinks worked out. Get our, you know, I think back in the day of old, we would have, you know, we would have about 15, 16 people on some. Now we did start, I must say, I think we would start around, was it 9?
Yeah.
And this is all due to your schedule that we are going a little bit earlier.
That is correct.
But you know what? It's fine for right now because it is in a testing beta type period. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to, you know, I'll sign this one once everything's nice and dry. It's still kind of shiny because the black ink is drying. And under the lights. So you will get that. That's one thing about scanning. Some of the ink that is a little reflective.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of gets weird. But there we go. I'm kind of digging that.
Yeah, that's looking good. That looks great.
Nice little Johnny Blaze Hellstorm. Yeah. Hellboy. See, you got Hellboy on my mind. Nice little Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider.
Yes, sir. And, I do like it.
I think it's down to just you and I in the room. You and me against the world.
Is it just us now?
I don't know. I'm only seeing 2 viewers.
Well, that's what I'm seeing.
But, you know.
We got 2 thumbs up. I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
There you go. That's what we need is some thumber up. Thumber uppers.
And I need to subscribe in case I haven't. Yeah, subscribe, baby.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay, I was just clearing out.
There.
Yeah, I was just clearing out the messenger things that Mike and Chad has sent me. What I'm going to do is I need to clean my water out from the. Well, I don't want to show it because it's yellow water. And Craig, are you there? Craig is not here.
I am here.
Oh, your camera was off.
Yeah, I was just
okay. I have to go.
Someone just came into the room, so I want to welcome whoever just came into the room.
Okay. I have to go. This is the yellow water where I wash the brush out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go down the hallway to the restroom, clean this out so I got clear water.
All right. Clear water.
Clearwater, Florida.
There you go.
You can go ahead and entertain anybody that comes in. Probably what I will do is I don't have anything, I could work on the Venom sketch cover.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Be a little productive on that. So I guess what I'll do is set this aside to finish drawing. And I need to prep this Venom cover.
All right.
Because since this is going to be CGC graded.
We got 4 people now, so I want to welcome whoever else came in.
We got some people waking up, I guess. Checking us out at 8 o'clock here on a
Saturday morning.
All right, so I'll go ahead and start putting in some black areas on this. Let me get this water out of the way. I don't want to ruin this Ghost Rider. Can you see how when the ink's drying, it's, well, I don't know if you can notice it, but the lights make it a little shiny.
Yeah.
There. That, pretty cool.
All right. Ronald Weltz
hey.
Just got the email alert and said thanks.
Hey, Ronald, how you doing? I'm going to take a real short break just to clean my water, and Craig will be here. So feel free to... I just finished this, and I need to send your sketch cover out to you next week, Ron. I will be wrapping up some stuff, and I will get it. I will get that wrapped up and out to you. And once again, I appreciate everything that you've done to help Bella's family and my family out. It's very nice of you. So let me do this and quit yakking.
All right. We got 5 people in the room.
All right. Mr. Zablo, you can take over for a few minutes. You can just kind of let them know what's going on if you want. Or
I'll do it. All right.
Or if they have questions, go ahead. You pretty much know answers.
Yep. So Ron says he's at work and he'll stay tuned. So staying tuned will be tough. And he says, no worries, John.
Well, I appreciate that, Ron. Thank you very much. If you have to drop out, understood. And thank you for at least coming by and checking us out. And hey, if you liked a few minutes you were here, how about hitting that like button? It does help. Thank you.
All right, guys. John,
I'll be right back.
John's stepping out for a second, but if you have any questions, you can type them in. Today, John's going to be doing $40 sketches for to raise money for his wife to get back to the Philippines. If you don't know, her father, John's father-in-law, just passed away, and they live in a very poor province in the Philippines. And so John is doing these sketches today to try to raise money to help get her back there. And if you have any questions about John or his career, you can type them in, or any questions at all. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like what you're seeing, and to subscribe. And if you Yeah, thanks, Ron. I know John appreciates all that you've done to help him out. It was a sad situation. Bella's father had been complaining of pain, but he hadn't told anyone. He'd had the pain for several weeks. And then there was the ordeal of trying to get him from where they lived to the hospital. And he got a bad diagnosis, but it wasn't confirmed, so they had to go back to another hospital. And when they confirmed it, he was told he had stage 4 liver cancer, and literally died within a week or so. You know, it's good that he didn't have to suffer, but it's just a sad situation because he was so young, and the fact that Bella is so far away. So, Ron, where are you coming? Where are you tuning in from? Oh, that's not Ocala. That's not far at all. All right. Have you known John for a very long time, Ron? I can hear John moving around in the background. He must be heading back this way. Well, John and I have been friends, gosh, over 40 years, closer to 45 years or something. We met in junior high, and he wanted to be an artist. And before he was out of high school, he was working professionally. Yeah, he is a really good guy.
And I'm back.
Well, Ron and I have been talking a little bit back and forth. He did say he was sorry for your loss. We're just kind of talking. He's from Ocala, as I guess you know, and we were talking about how long he'd known you, how long I'd known you, kind of thing. So welcome back there, Mr. Beatty. We've told people that you're going to be doing taking any sketches that they want. You're going to do a basic $40 sketch, or if they want to get something a little more detailed, they can contact you and you can work it out. And that you're raising money to help your wife Bella get to the Philippines because her father just passed away.
Correct.
So we were talking about what a nice guy you are, and Ron says we got to be quiet about that because you're back now.
Well, I try.
So you're going to work on this Stanley signed sketch cover.
Yeah. This is a commission, and I have another one that's going to be a Punisher venomized. I guess this is the new popular thing to do, is to venomize characters now.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like they go through phases. Like, remember when everyone was Simpsonizing them?
Uh, you mean they're not anymore?
I guess they still do.
Let's see.
You know what? You know the fad I want to start.
No, I don't. What would
Uh,
that be?
well, they would Stalloneize them, so they would look like Stallone.
Oh yeah.
That's
Wow.
a Ron asked, "Have you seen Venom yet?"
No, I have not. Not at all.
I haven't. You know, I got to be honest with you. I am not a fan of Venom.
Well, I don't think they're, you
They're
know,
not. It's not made for me though.
I also, I mean, truthfully, I have not seen, um, I've not seen a trailer like on
Oh,
TV or
really?
anything. Yeah, not
Yeah.
even on TV.
I've seen a couple of trailers, but even the art, the drawing of the character, I've never understood the appeal, but I know that a lot of people just love it. And I gotta say, I'm not a Deadpool fan, and everybody is a Deadpool, Dead,
Deadpool.
Deadpool,
I kind
Dead,
of like that.
a Deadpool, a
I,
Deadpool fan.
I kind of like the Deadpool.
There you go.
Um, so let's go ahead and.
Hey,
I,
Keith Kiker jumped in.
am
Hey,
I,
Keith.
is it okay to say Kai Kiker?
Well, you just did, so it better be.
Well, but I want to know, is it okay?
I would think so. You know,
I don't.
um,
I don't know if that was one of those things like the nickname we would say to your brother, and
no,
when he.
no, Keith was fine with that.
Okay. Hey
Um,
Keith, how you doing, man?
I don't know if you've kept up with Keith, but he moved to Alaska for a while after he retired from teaching in Florida and taught in Alaska, and then he's moved. I want to say Tennessee now, and he is teaching up there. He says he's fine. He's doing great, and he's become a real country boy as far as growing his own food and
Growing his own.
no, and
I know.
healthy eating. He
Yes, I
he
know. I see his posts on
oh,
Facebook.
okay, yeah, there, Tennessee. I was right. There you go, Tennessee.
Yeah, no. Uh,
Tennessee man,
Tennessee man with a Tennessee plan.
and a Tennessee tan. All I got to say to Keith is, ain't no Pete.
That must go back a long time between you and him.
When we were in college and we were walking out and he said something about this guy Pete, and I went, ain't no Pete, and he was like, that's out of his that's like something out of a Steinbeck novel. And then the bearded brother, we got a lot of stuff that goes back to no Pete. We go back to the old Burger Chef days.
Yes, you all do. Man, Burger Chef.
Ron said he hasn't seen either movie. He has tickets for today. His appeal for Venom was he's a big Spidey fan. The big muscular black suit with snarling teeth, dual personality, appeals to his character.
Well,
You know,
there you go.
except for the big muscular part, you do have a black suit, the snarling teeth, and a dual personality.
Rhonda's?
No, you.
Oh,
You and Jim Ivy are the only two people I know that can curl your teeth.
well,
But you have to be really angry.
who and 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 he taught me how.
He did. He did teach you how. He taught you a lot of things.
Yes, sir.
He taught you how to ink crows.
Fast. I was
Sir.
I was being a little too a little too careful and meticulous with him, and he said, Sir, let me get those done for you."
He said, Ron says Ron does. No, we're talking about John does. Now,
Well,
Ron said Ron does, and there's a song, Help Me Rondas.
yes.
Help me, Rondas. Get her out of my mind. Something like that.
Get her out of my mind. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. I wonder how, I've kind of read some comments uh,
Keith is
about.
asking. Hold on a second there. We got a question coming in.
Okay,
Keith is asking, so what's Beatty working on these days?
that's a good question, Keith. Actually, I do have some commercial work that I have to get to. Um, I've kind of had to mm, adjust that a bit to raise some quick funds for the family matter. But I do
And,
have to.
and as a reminder, Keith did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he contributed, and I appreciate it, and so did Bella very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so conventions, it seems to have taken over quite a bit of my time, starting usually around the last of the first quarter of each year. That's when they start, and they really hit heavy, of course, in the summertime. It's almost like every weekend there's a show, which is fine. I like getting out and meeting the fans and other professionals and saying hi. Sometimes you only, you get to say hello to somebody that you haven't seen. Maybe when you're setting up or something, because if the show's busy, you're at your table, literally, like, from start to finish. And if they're busy too, they're at their table. So it's just kind of, you know, you see them, and you'd like to hang out, but it's a business. I mean, I don't, I couldn't go there and make it into a social function because I wouldn't be making money. And
that's your job.
that's my job. Is I got a wife and a child to support. And if I'm just going there to sit around, which, Craig Zablo can tell you in the past. Now, and this was before, I wasn't doing a lot of shows, maybe one a year, a local one, like MegaCon. I mean, I would just go over and sit and hang out and talk to people, not even try to do sketches at a show. Right, Craig?
That's
I
correct.
mean, you used to always tell me like, well, why don't you start working on something? And I'm like, I'm just here to hang out and see my friends. Well, you know, that's all well and fine. And
Until you have a child and a wife.
well, number one, that, but number two, it's all well and fine until you realize that, and I'm going to use and if he listens to it, he'll, you know, actually, he got the phrase from somebody and he's been using it and I like it. So I'm going to use it from Chris Doe. Is you begin to realize that you are becoming a time vampire to the other people. You're not sitting at your table, really talking to your fan base. You're just sitting there. Well, you're sitting there talking to your fan base. You're not really providing them with anything except, maybe a little chit chat or something, which they like, and that's fine. But then when you go over to your friend's table and they're working like crazy doing sketches and maybe selling prints or whatever they're doing, signing a stack of books or something, well, then you become, like a table fly.
Yeah.
You become that time vampire. Yeah, that's a good term, because you really do. You suck the time that they need to do what they, are there for.
Right.
So, yeah. So it's really, you get these opportunities and you have to make them, now if a show's, if people come to a show and they're not spending money at your table, they just want to say hello, that's fine. I got no problem with that whatsoever. I'm more than happy to meet somebody and talk with them. That's not the problem.
Right.
I'm just saying in general, um, you have to become aware of time because you can't replace it.
Keith says he still has his Punisher miniseries bagged around there somewhere.
Well, did we get those signed for you, Keith? Did Keith ever get those signed?
He hasn't answered yet.
Okay.
He said negative.
Well, we're going to have to.
He said he didn't want to devalue them.
Well,
No, he didn't say that.
Hey, but you know what? That some people feel that way. And that's fine.
What I think is funny is when you have someone that wants an artist to sign a book that they didn't work on.
Yeah, I've had that, and I tell people I didn't do anything. If they bring up a book and it looks like I have no idea what it is.
Ron just typed laughing out loud.
Maybe Ron's had that done. I don't know. But no, I've had people, and I'm like, well, what did I do in here? I don't remember.
Yeah.
And now some people will just inadvertently bring something up that I didn't work in, and then be, I didn't know, the comic book database says you were in here or something, and we'll look through and we can't find it, and then it's like, okay, no harm, no foul. Glad we got it figured out.
Yeah.
But then there are the people, because I worked on Batman, and maybe they have a Batman book that I didn't do, and I tell them I didn't do this, and they're like, well, will you sign it anyway? And I'm just like, are you sure?
Are you sure?
Well, I was
right.
It's just something that I didn't do anything in it, and I said, if you want me to, just for a signature, I guess it's okay. But I want to let them know I have nothing in here. I don't know why you'd want me to sign it, but maybe it's, maybe they figure it's better than having me sign a piece of paper or something.
Yeah.
Because I did work. Yeah.
Ron says he was laughing to the devaluation comment, and he says, I see there's a bit of a delay. There is a little delay, but I actually I waited a second because John was talking before I said that. So, and we know that there's a delay. So
yeah, but for you and I, there is no delay. I hear you in real time.
Right. Right. But there's a delay to what goes to them.
Right.
Now, John Byrne said recently that he had no recollection of drawing a particular issue of a comic.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember, like, when someone shows you a page? I'm sure there's some pages you go, I remember exactly where I was at when I did that.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of stuff, of course, not a lot, not the majority of it, but a lot of it, I did when Mike lived in Mike Zeck, when Mike lived in Mike. Okay, can we edit that out? Let's do a take two. When Mike lived in Connecticut and I was going up there, I remember a lot of the stuff I did there.
Yeah.
Because usually, they would call, they'd need a cover, and Mike would be, hey, Beatty's here, do you want him to ink it? And I think that's how, like the G.I. Joe covers, I'm pretty sure the first one he did, I was at his place, and, I think Larry Hama had called him to do it. And he just said, hey, Beatty's here. If you want, he can, I'll just hand it over to him and we can get it inked. And, we're coming in, Friday or something, we can drop it off. And Larry would just be great. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, worked out really good. So I do remember, some stuff like that.
Yeah.
Other things, I have no idea. You know,
You're just like, I remember getting it. I remember
yeah,
doing it.
yeah. Yeah. So here's, you know, we're kind of getting Venom a little bit darker black inside the mask, so it's you know, it's more true to his character, you know, with the black Spider-Man costume, which symbiotic, I guess you could call it. You know, it attached itself to him.
Right.
So anyway, say, you know, I do have a scan of this without me completing the blacks because I didn't really want to put them on yet because I wanted to see how the paper was going to take the watercolor. And I'll give y'all, you know, I know it's kind of, I'm working upside down, but how you liking that?
That's looking good.
Yeah, I really like the way the contrast is coming out. And I think I'm going to go ahead. I think because that's like that, I think it's going to, you know, make it a lot richer all over when I put some blacks on the mask
Yeah.
and down into the costume. I need to refrain a little bit because I want the color to really help this black area pop. But I still think I do need some heavier blacks, you know, just like I would do normally on a cap, you know, a normal cap costume.
Right.
Although I will try to, you know, a little bit less since I have so much color going on here and I kind of like that.
Ron says, I like the black with purple undertones. Very cool.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. That was the idea, was to, you know, kind of get the color on and then go back with the black and put that in. I didn't actually plan on doing this today. I believe whoever watches the beginning later on of this broadcast, of this stream, will say, "Hey, I thought you weren't going to do that." Well, you know, I finished a Ghost Rider piece, and I'll grab that in just a minute. I think you did see it, Ron, but somebody had made a donation and asked for a Ghost Rider, one of my smaller two-tone pieces. So that's what I had prepared for today. But I did show this at the beginning when Craig and I started. And let's pull that out. I had done the pencils. You know, I can see now, I think I need to... this seems to be bothering me a little bit. This is Craig will tell you, this is nothing new for me.
No, it is not.
To always kind of go back and see a few things, which is fine. You know, I always look
Hey,
into...
Keith says he's got to run. He said, "Good to hear you. Maybe I'll get down that way sometime, and we'll have a Mr. Zablo breakfast." And
hey,
that
sounds yeah,
like a plan. Definitely.
sounds good, Keith. I appreciate it, and thanks again, buddy. Thanks for what you've done.
Thanks for dropping in, Keith.
Yeah, see you next time. Don't be a stranger.
That's correct.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, Keith and I have known each other since college.
I know.
Which, in case you don't know, is a long time ago, folks.
Did they call it college back then?
Schooling.
Yeah.
We were he was getting his schooling.
He was getting his schooling on. And that was free school back then, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. If they do free school, and I would just...
Keith said it was called book learning.
Book learning. There you go. All right. So
if there's anyone that just came in the room, we want to remind you that John's sketching today, and he's also doing sketches for he'll take commission sketches. They're $40. and they're to help raise money for his wife to go back to see her family. Her father just passed away in the Philippines. And Ron says, what's your favorite art medium?
I guess ink, just traditional brush inking, pen inking. I know a lot of people love the color, so, but I've always enjoyed, just the black and white ink. I kind of like doing these with just one color. Kind of adds a little something to them. And a lot of European people, artists, they'll do like a whole story, and it'll be just like an ink story, but they'll have like one tone throughout the book, whether it be blue or red or orange or whatever, for their shading. And Darwin Cook had done that on the Parker novels.
Mm-hmm.
I know one was in blue, and wasn't there one kind of in an orange yellow or something?
Yeah.
Kind of like I used there. And it's very effective when done right. I'm not saying mine's great, but it is. It's a very effective technique, because it's really interesting to see with one color, all that you can do. Well, if you want to count the black and white as colors, that's fine too. But I mean, the one, I'll call it an accent color for lack of a better term. So yeah, for me, I guess since I've been an inker, and I just like, I like ink. I like working with ink. I like different techniques that you can get with ink. So good question, Ron. Thanks for asking that. So I'll have something to answer. What I plan on doing too, and it's one of the popular YouTube things, is short for it is AMA, the Ask Me Anything. Have you heard of those, Craig?
I have not.
Yeah, and basically it's, you open up, maybe you'll have people email it to you.
Yeah.
And then you just go through and you pick out some questions, and you read who they're from and what the question is, and then you answer it, and you just make a video cast. And it doesn't even have to be live. That can be
Right.
something that's recorded. You can take your time doing it. You can think about your answers. They don't have to be right off the cuff. And although sometimes, answering live, it can be fun, but if you have a little bit of time to think about your answer, you might come up with a better one. So, well, you know what I mean?
Mike Cross is back, and he says the Ask Zablo anything is any Saturday at Heroes.
Yeah.
I do it once a year at the Heroes Con.
And basically it's like, what time are you coming tomorrow? And you're like, no, we're heading out.
We're out of here. We got everything done.
Had enough. I've got my 15 sketches by anybody who's $5 or less.
Ouch. Ron says yes.
See, Ron knows. Ron knows that, sometimes the question, just as your stream of thought, is fine. But sometimes when you think about it, you're like,
now,
Now
that would be a great thing for the name of someone that was doing like a stream where they were talking about like ideas, stream of thought.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
There's your YouTube channel.
Stream of thought.
With Craig Zablo.
Stream of naught.
With Craig Zablo.
There you go. As long as you put your name on it, you can say anything.
That's true.
Anything. Anything with John Beatty.
Yeah. Why not?
Nothing with John Beatty.
Yeah. Return to Big Nothing.
Oh, there you go. with John Beatty.
Well, we'd have to add Stephen Grant, Mike Zeck, and John Beatty. You know, it's funny because that graphic novel, you know, sometimes that seems to be forgotten in the Punisher. You know, I mean, we still sign quite a bit of them, but not as many as, of course, the limited series.
Yes, sir.
And, you know,
Mike says hand jive in India ink with John Beatty.
oh boy, that could get messy. I don't want to try that right now. The sketch cover, if I don't know if Mike knows or not, but this sketch cover here has a Stan Lee signature, and I am putting this brush awful close.
You know, I got to thinking about that, like, because I asked you the question of,
Yeah, I
you
know.
know,
Yeah.
and then if it messed up, you'd have been like, you jinxed me. And I guarantee you would have said it.
It's not over yet.
I know.
You still may have put the
The
hex on me.
Hucklebuck.
Yeah. What if you did? You'd feel bad. No, you wouldn't.
It wasn't me. I'm not there. I didn't knock it over.
Man, now that does scare me because you are a knocker.
That's right.
You do knock some stuff over.
I've been known to.
For those that don't know, when Craig Zablo is in your office or home, be careful.
Because when I break dance,
Because when you moonwalk, anything could happen.
and usually does.
Now, I don't think he's watching,
Who?
but well, I'm getting there. I just said I don't think he's watching.
That was a segue.
Well, it was something. It was an interruption, is what I would call it. But just in case my little son ever rewatches Daddy's YouTubes, I would like to give a shout out to my boy Jacob, my little Jacob, who is. It's so funny because I told him that we were going to be doing a YouTube. No, seriously.
But now I'm laughing at Mike Cross's comment. He says, I can only imagine the amount of cardboard needed for Zablo and Beatty to break dance.
Well, I don't break dance, so.
Well, you pop and lock.
Yeah,
you used to.
No,
now you more or less just lock.
Yeah, I kind of did the Fred Berry rerun
before he did.
I don't know about that. Wasn't that right about the same time?
Yeah,
I believe I was trying to steal his moves.
I don't think you were trying. I think you did.
I did. Yes, I did. You are absolutely. You are correct, sir.
The $1 Million Bandstand. You'd clear the floor.
Now that was a show, correct?
Yeah.
But that had nothing to do with Dick Clark, right?
No.
But he had American Bandstand.
Correct.
So when did this $1 Million Bandstand?
That's what used to come and play when we were in junior high. That's who the recording people,
that's the DJ.
Yeah, it was the $1 Million Bandstand, right, Drayla? No,
I love it. Drayla's in.
When we used to go to the dances at City Hall, then it was $1 Million Bandstand.
I don't know if I went to one at City Hall.
At City Hall, they'd be at the Y. Oh yeah, you paid $1 to get in.
That may have been just you.
No, you were there. I'd tell them get back and let you dance.
I remember doing that at Holly Rock.
Yeah, there you go.
But, well, maybe I did.
Mike says, Drayla's in the room, get her a massage.
Did that happen at Heroes Con? Mr. Zablo? Uh-oh. Okay, I can't hear you. Maybe he muted himself on purpose because Drayla. Maybe he's talking to her.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear. Did you mute yourself on purpose?
No, it was an accident. No, Dracula was at Heroes Con, and the guy from Run DMC was there,
Yeah.
and we met him in the lobby, and he was a real nice guy. Gave us a hug, posed for a picture with each of us.
Hey,
But
baby, let's get a massage.
and when they were when I showed the guys the picture, they were like, "Dracula's really leaning into him."
Oh, that's right. I do
Remember?
remember. Yeah.
And then when I was down at the show, she got a massage, and then they were, busting on that. She looks really relaxed, and
That's what I
so
like
yeah,
about
that's kind of the ongoing.
that's what I like about our group
Yeah,
is that we can have that fun and not hurt anybody by it.
that's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
I do.
I mean,
I hear you.
it's like
Can you
great.
hear?
I can hear you. Yeah, you're fine.
All right then.
You're all good. Well, your voice is all good. Your modulation is fine.
Well, there you go.
In fact, what we need to do is Alyssa still in the room?
Yeah, Alyssa's back.
Could Alyssa let us know that our voice quality? We kind of need to know if we're sounding okay.
Alyssa says that Zablo sounds like smooth velvet, and Beatty sounds like someone took a razor blade to his vocal cords.
Well, they did, but
he said a great voice for radio.
Who, mine?
Yeah, but what he should have said was a great look for radio.
Who, you?
Yeah, he said everything's clear on both of us.
All right, because he's far away.
Well, he's in Canada,
the Great White North. And I mean, he really, literally is. He's about as far away as you can get.
Well, he's pretty far away.
Yeah. Well, we keep him that way. We keep him at a distance, right?
Well, you have to.
Yeah. A little sketch nerd goes a long way, right?
Well, that's true.
But I like a little sketch nerd.
I enjoy my time with him.
That picture he posted of himself the other day was fantastic. I forget what he was going to have to do or something.
He said in the future he can tell you what happened before it happens to you.
What?
That's what he said.
Because he's an hour behind us. Is he an hour behind us or an hour ahead of us?
He is an hour ahead of us.
Yeah, and he was complaining. I don't get that.
I know.
Well, I guess it was his Saturday, but he had to get up to take Alyssa anyway. Right?
He took her to dance.
So she's doing dance plus ice skating.
She's quite the dancer.
She's a tiny dancer.
Elton John wrote a song about her.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. In fact, I believe he mentions the name Alyssa in the song, doesn't he?
Look.
That would be funny if it would have if that would be true. Well, I guess, that's kind of cheeseball humor, but that's kind of the way we roll.
That is
every now and again, we think we get a little too clever for ourselves, and then, tell a joke like that, and then you just realize how flat it is.
Wah, wah.
So is the artwork, number one, looking good? From what I can tell, it
Whoa,
seems to be coming along well. And
you there again?
Yeah, I'm hear you fine.
You there?
Yeah.
All right, we lost the sound there.
It's Kiker. He left, right?
Yep, Kiker left.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Keith, for your donation. He hit up again.
Ron asks, when is your next tentative broadcast?
Well, I'm actually good with Saturdays. I don't know if Craig is. He keeps telling me to give him an advance, and I give him an advance notice, and then he's like, "Oh, that won't work." So it's really hard.
Well, first of all, I'm really a busy man. But second of all, you'll say on a Thursday, how about we go Friday?
Yeah.
And that doesn't work.
Well, you wanted to do it Friday after your school.
Friday night is
Friday
night. Friday nights are good, but not next Friday because I'm not in town.
Where you at?
I'm on a cruise.
And that alone is embarrassing.
Not really.
No, for me.
Oh. Because you've never been on one, right?
No. Because you're on one.
No, you've never been on a cruise, correct?
No, I have no desire to be on a cruise.
See, and that's the way I used to be until I went on one.
Yeah, well, they roped you in.
I'll tell you what. If that you do one, you'll be back for a second, I promise you.
Oh yeah, we could wager on that.
It is great.
They
are great.
Do they have a casino?
Yes.
Do you play?
Yeah, I've been known to.
I don't mean the slot machines where you just spin the wheel or punch the button now. You know, they made it so you just put money in and punch a button. You don't even have to reach up and pull. You know, you got to at least do something for your money.
Hey, I'll tell you something funny. This is true.
Okay.
My son Chris was there. Mike and I were playing a little blackjack or whatever, and Chris doesn't play cards, so he decided he was going to do the one where you put the quarter in and it rolls down and it'll land and it'll push money off down the slot, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I told him, I was like, Chris, you know, this is for suckers. You're not going to you don't win anything on this. And he goes, Dad, there's $100 bill in there. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, there's a 50, a 20, and all, you know, and I was like, but son, nobody wins that. So Mike and I quit playing, went back to the room. Drayla was in the room. Chris comes in like 10 minutes later. He had the $100 bill. And I said, Chris, you got to understand that never happens. Well, it happened for him. So there you go.
Well, you know what he didn't tell you.
How many quarters he put in?
Yeah, it took him $200 a quarters to get it to push it off.
No, but see, Chris wouldn't do that. He had his I think he had, I don't know, $5 or something he was going to play with.
Well,
he's not a gambler, so he hit it. But anyway, Ron wants to know, when's your next broadcast there, sir?
Well, I don't know. All I know is I believe Ron is subscribed, and if I plan another live event like this one was planned, I will tweet it and post it. But I'm thinking you're not here. You're gone then. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I just thought about you're in school. How are you going on a cruise? Usually is it just a short one?
Yeah, it's a short cruise.
Like a 3-day deal? Like
weekend. I'll be gone like, yeah, one of those.
See, that even seems that even seems more like I have to be careful because Jacob.
You hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. But a 3-day one is like you just get cruising and
you're breaking up on my end.
You just get cruising and
you're breaking up on my end, sir.
Well, I don't want to break on your end. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay. Ron's got to go. He says, okay, in the pocket, you guys go. I now will have to start bringing headphones. So he's going to listen to us when he can, because he's at work too, I believe.
All right, Ron. Well, I do appreciate it. Thanks for everything you've done to help out, and glad you are going to come back and help support the channel and have a good day, and I will definitely be in touch with you, and we'll get your I will get your sketch cover shipped out to you next week. I got some mailing to do next week. Got some wrapping and mailing.
Those are both two good things.
Yeah, because I got to go to the hip hop hibbit. See, we're jumping the shark. The jokes are flat right now. They're, we're.
I'm not making jokes.
I know. I'm
Are you
trying
making
to.
jokes?
I'm trying to pick up where you're
Where the
not.
slack is?
Where you keep saying I can't hear you, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I can hear you fine.
Yeah, there you go.
And when I listen back to this, if I hear you say I can't hear you and I can hear myself, then I'll know it was something on,
This end.
yeah, yeah, I kind of hate saying your end.
I understand that.
Unless if somebody is in the room.
Yeah, we've got some folks watching.
Okay. Then it'll be like one of those things where, we'll know wherein the problem lies. Okay, let's take a look at this. Getting a little more blacks going, not too much, just enough to, help the color out a little bit, so to speak. So it's not, so it's more solid looking and not so open with color. I was going to say I might go back down here in this chin and put a little more purple, darken that up. But we'll see. It's a little, because I'm looking at the preview on my monitor and I can see it in color here. So it, it's one of those things. It's where, hey, it doesn't look like it needs that, anything done in, can I say real life, I guess, like here. You know what I mean? It's like, well, it's in real life now, but it's going through a I can see on my monitor, it looks like it's way lighter than it really is. And, I don't think I need to, but I might, like up here, where his nose would be, it's a little darker, but I did fade it out as I was putting the color in, knowing that I was going to get dark here on the chin and underneath the neck.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that.
That is indeed that.
Yeah. So, but we're making a little progress.
Progress is good.
Progress is a good thing. And if you heard that noise there, that was me taking a sip of my iced coffee. I don't know if you did hear it or not, Mr. Z.
I heard it and it didn't sound like a sip. So I did. I was trying to,
so you just decided to play it safe.
Right. Exactly.
Let it ride.
So to speak.
So to speak, let it ride. Okay. So I don't really want to go ahead.
You don't blame me, do you?
No, I would have done the same thing. I would have just
let it ride.
I wouldn't have touched that with a 10-foot pole. That's like being dealt at 18 or 19 on a blackjack table and the dealer's showing a face card. You still just got to let it ride.
That's right.
That's what the rules say.
Well, we just had someone new come in, so you want to welcome them to the show.
Yeah, well, do we have a name or?
Nope, nothing yet.
Nope. Okay, well, hello, person who came in. If you want to introduce yourself, feel free. Just doing a few things this morning. Getting a little bit of commission work done. Hanging out. Seeing if we can grow this channel a bit. Get the word out. Have a little fun. I think the next step would be, Mr. Zablo, is
Yes, sir.
Try to get a backlog of, commission stuff, so to speak, in the barrel.
Yep. So that you have something to work on and you know what you're
Right.
going to be doing.
I mean, I do have these. I have another one.
And
But
we also need to put out for questions.
you mean for like an Ask Me Anything?
Yep.
Or for even an Ask You Anything if you're going to,
That's right.
if you're going to open that Pandora's box.
And if they want to know some stories from the past.
Well, yeah. Although
Yes.
sometimes that's not the best thing to do.
No. Well, it just depends on what stories they are.
That is true. And we don't have to tell
Everything.
everything. Not that there's anything horrible.
No.
I would say there's only a few things that I don't even know if I would call it embarrassed, but it would be kind of like, maybe not as entertaining.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Not as entertaining to the listener as it was or what we thought was funny at the time. You know what I'm talking about, Mr. We need extra bath towels. I believe you're gone there. That's my hand signal.
You were breaking up there again, sir.
Well, when I break up, what do you mean? You can't hear me at all?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just started. Yeah. I can't hear you.
Or it sounds like a bad phone connection.
It sounds like a bad phone connection at times.
So you could hear me,
so it'll be.
Now I can't hear you.
It just depends.
Okay, now I can.
You're fading in and out.
How's this? Why do I hear myself sometimes, I believe, on your cast?
I don't know. That's odd.
Well, this is a first one, again, for those who have lasted this long. So we are trying to work out, certain things, and it'll get better. Once we get some little more smooth at this and figure out I
was going to say it is our first time, so.
Well, for YouTube.
Yeah.
See, it took us a while, although it did seem to be quite a bit easier when we did Ustream.
Yeah.
But seems like everybody's coming over to YouTube now. And the thing is, I see a lot of people on Twitch, but I really dislike their interface. I haven't seen it from, let's say, at the broadcast level. I've never went back there and, but as somebody who's watched Eric Canetti's morning show, it's just the interface for the user experience is horrible to me. There's all sorts of stuff, like on this, if you want to go full screen, if the viewer wants to go full screen and get rid of all the other recommended videos, all that other stuff, they can. They can even get rid of the chat. They can hide the chat by going full screen. They can do a pop-out chat, too, if they want to. So now I'm getting feedback from you. I don't know if you're messing around with your controls or...
No, I haven't touched it.
Okay, well, like I was saying, Twitch, it just seems like it's, I don't know. Like I said, the user interface is very cluttered and distracting to, to the creative, I guess, is, that's why you remember earlier in the year when I put up some art supplies and my iPad and stuff, and I mentioned, sometime this year, and I even put, don't know if it'll be at Twitch, but I wanted to get back to streaming. I kind of, pretty much had decided it would be YouTube. And I, I really wanted to have started streaming before now, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
So better late than never. At least that's what I'm saying.
Mike said the first time tends to be messy.
Is that Mike Alyssa?
Yeah, and he directed that at me.
How did he direct that at you?
He said Craig's first time.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm glad he did that to clarify. Maybe that means I'm not cutting out. See, that would be a good thing. See, that would be good for you to ask him. Go, Mike, is John cutting out for you too?
When you ask him, he can hear you, remember?
I know, but what I'm saying is when I'm cutting out, you should pick it up and go, Mike, is John cutting out? Because I'm having a hard time.
Yeah. Hey, I'll do that the next time.
Because to me, I'm talking and I can hear myself. I'm not cutting out.
Hey, is Mike, can you hear him? Because he's cutting out for me now.
Mike, can you hear me? This is John. In case you didn't know.
He says he never direct. Can you hear me, John?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
He says he never, he says you're not cutting out.
Yeah, see? You got to get those soup cans in that string adjusted. But we'll work on it.
Let me try something here.
I think you're okay. Like I said, it could just be your internet connection lagging a bit or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens with a cell phone. You get a bad signal and, you move 1 inch and suddenly it's like everything's fine.
Mike says this whole video seems like one big Verizon commercial.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it depends on if you like Verizon.
I do like Verizon.
Well, I have AT&T.
And you do like AT&T.
You know what? I don't have the problems that a lot of people tend to want to say they have. I've never had that trouble. I've always had, and I will say that I've always had good customer service. I've never had anyone, rude to me. Now I did have, and I'm trying to remember whether it was when I was switching from Bright House to what was it before I got DirecTV? Uverse. That may have been a big problem. And, they had me disconnected and everything. But the technician that came out to my house, because it cost him time and, and I won't say money because, he was on the job, but he really laid into some of the people that were telling him what was wrong and stuff.
We just had someone new come in, so you want to welcome them in. Hello, whoever it is. And then you got a question. It says, do you find doing the blacks on Venom easier at this stage, or would it be easier on them at the pencil stage?
That's a good question. I knew this was going to be a color piece, so I kind of had them in there, maybe lightly, but it doesn't really matter to me right now. I kind of know where they're going to go. It's kind of simple shapes that I'm doing. So for this particular piece, though, to answer your question, is since it was going to be color, even if I would have put them in pencil, they would have been gone. So I wouldn't have really been able to see them. So it just makes sense for me to map them out now. I've done enough of like Captain America's mask to kind of know where to put the blacks in. So I'm just kind of following what I would normally do with a Captain America headpiece. and just applying them to this particular venomized cap. So hopefully that answers your question. If not, go ahead and ask a follow-up, and I'll try to explain it a little bit more. But, to me, it's, I'm just going by instinct right now. And hopefully that answers your question. If not, like I said, ask a follow-up. Happy to answer.
So he says, awesome. Now that we got the art question out of the way, Zablo, how have you been, brother? I've been good.
Well, who do we have?
That's Alyssa.
Oh, well, was that Mike who asked the art question?
It was.
Oh, okay, because you said we had a new.
Well, someone new did come in.
Okay, and then you said.
And then the question popped up.
Right. But you should have said we have a new person, and now we have a question from Alyssa.
We have a new person, and now we have a question from Alyssa.
See that? I thought the new person had asked the question.
Just like that.
Yeah.
So, Mike, have you been to any conventions since we last saw you?
Well, I haven't seen Mike since, I'm going to guess, Heroes Con 2016 or 2015.
Ron says nice. Ron came back.
Oh, hey, Ron. Welcome back. Ron can't get enough. Ron, I appreciate the support again. Thanks for sneaking back in.
Sneaking in.
Ron, well, maybe Ron, maybe it's a secret. I'm just wondering what Ron would be doing work-wise. Because he was in fairly early, right, Craig?
Yeah, he was. Mike says that nope, no conventions. Our little one is up here in a few weeks.
That's the one that he actually, when Mike and I did one of the Canadian shows, this girl came by and invited us to some show, and we looked at it, and it was in Nova Scotia, and she said, Mike Cross sent me to see if we could get you all to come to this. And I think it was like for a day, maybe 1 day or 2 day.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a Comic-Con. I think it was something else. Mike would probably know more.
Now, Mike was actually in the TV series. What was it? No, seriously. What was it?
Hawaii 5?
No, Dracula. What was the TV series that he was in? The Stephen King.
Oh, he played it, right?
No, I'm being serious.
Well, why do I think you're not?
I am being serious. He was
really.
Yes.
I think he did post something about.
Yeah, it was filmed up there. Golly, what was it? The Mist TV series.
Really? As a reoccurring
they couldn't get
character?
Thomas Jane to come to the TV series.
Oh,
and so Mike.
Now you're messing with me. Are you messing with me now?
No, not really. Yep, he really was. He played a dead body. No, you think I'm being.
No, but that, how do you I was saying, so he just laid there.
Yeah.
But did he move? Did the body came back, or?
Yeah. Ron says the Dock Lounge will frown on me blaring you.
Oh, is that he's at the Dock Lounge?
But Mike Cross played a dead body. He did the background on that. See, I'm totally being serious.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me. Yeah, I think I remember. But is Ron is that a?
No, not Ron. It was Mike.
No, the Dock Lounge.
Oh, you needed to transition better there, sir.
I did.
No,
I did.
Really...
Yes, I told you. Wait a minute. I said I will get back to Mike. I said I want to follow up on Ron's about the Dock Lounge, but you were overbearing. I believe that the audience will bear me out on that.
They're having a hard time bearing you right now.
Because
Mike said maybe the girl was asking about Dartmouth Comic Art Festival or the East Coast Comic Expo, which is Nick Bradshaw's show.
I don't know who Nick Bradshaw is. Is he a comic artist? Bradshaw sounds familiar. What is that ruffling around?
That was me.
Are you okay now?
Pretty good.
You get everything adjusted properly?
Pretty much. What about you?
Mm-hmm.
You good?
I'm good. Do you need a bathroom break? No, you good?
He says that Nick Bradshaw is with Marvel right now, and his show has brought in a lot of the current art guys.
What does that mean?
He's talking about that comic festival up there in...
Oh, so his show has brought in like Marvel professionals.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Right on.
Right on.
You sounded like Wolfman Jack. Now, Ron said,
yeah,
nephrology amp. I don't know.
What is? What is?
I'll take nephrology amp for 200. Wink.
No, Alex.
Alex.
But I guess you could call him Wink.
A winky dink.
Wink Martindale. Thanks, Drayla.
They heard you do that. Oh, that's funny. She said she's excited being live.
I'm so excited. Sing the rest, Zablo. Come on.
That I just can't hide it.
No, do it. Come on. Remember when you really...
I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
Mike likes it when you sing.
Well, he does.
Especially when you sing the song from Greece.
Electrifying.
Yeah, we should go back. In fact, if anybody has any interest, they should still be around Ustream. I don't know if it's ustream.tv. I think it is. And look up John Beatty Live, and they should have a catalog of the old videos.
Mike said that Dracula just wants this show to get sponsors like the Tampa School of Massagology. Yes.
Are they're trying to say your wife is fancy getting all these massages from with rap stars.
Yeah. They said
that they were both very relaxed looking, right?
they said that she got that massage and she was just really relaxed.
and was it Run or DMC?
I don't know.
Had a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
And he looked relaxed too.
He looked a little tense. Ron says ARNP, not amp. Laughing out loud. So it's nephrology ARNP.
Oh, maybe that's where he works. I do not know. It sounds very tough, whatever it is. I mean, it sounds like one of those you need some sort of like degree that I'm never going to have. Right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you could have said, well, you could get that degree, John. Come on, buddy.
John, you can do it. Get that degree.
There, that's the encouragement I need.
You can do this thing, John.
Hey, I was going to say to the Alyssa that, and I don't know if he's, if he's aware of it or not, but the president myself of the Corduroy Mafia, has lost 55 pounds this year. And I am down to a svelte 225. And I'm concerned about,
Will it stop?
Yeah. I'm concerned about, losing membership.
He doesn't think that he's getting enough to eat.
Losing presidency.
Well, we meant to talk to you about that anyway.
Well, that's why I was worried. That's why I was worried about going to Heroes Con, because there might be a little, behind the back hit put out on me that I don't know about.
Take out the prez.
Like hold me down somewhere and feed me a bunch of carbs.
There you go. I don't think you have to worry about that, sir.
Nah, I don't think so. I think
you're a lifetime member.
Well,
no matter what happens, you're always.
Got to be careful saying some stuff.
No, if it's true, it's true.
Well, I mean, making references like we do to, certain outfits, so to speak. Not that, yeah, not the outfit
Mike
sold
says,
by.
Holy smokes, great job. I only started at the gym myself, only down 10, but it's more a lifestyle. We basically get you in a new corduroy leisure suit, you husky bugger. So,
yeah.
So here, you've lost how much now, John?
55 pounds.
And I'm down 32. And Mike's down 10. So we're all losers.
Man, we've lost a person.
A very small person, but a person nonetheless.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
No, actually, Mike, mine, and not bragging or anything, because no need to.
You stopped.
No.
You stopped playing and started bragging.
Well, that did happen.
Ron said, "Great job on the weight loss."
Yeah, thanks. No, what I was going to say is, because Mike said hitting the gym, and I was going to say I have, and like I said, it's not bragging, because I know I do need to get some exercise, but mine has all been done by changing the way I eat and what is in the food that I choose to eat and what's not in the food. And, so the gym will be my next step.
Is that the Jim Ivy?
That could be. That could very well be. We need to get over and see him.
Yep. We're Joy is talking about a trip maybe in this month.
I didn't get that email. And why do you all use my old Gmail address? I've told Bill and everyone 100 times, please use this one. I even put it on there so it's easy. So you can just, and I still get them to the one that
That's
luckily.
Because you have 1,000 emails.
No, I've told people use John at johnbeattyart.com. And then Bill will send me an update on his AFib.
His AOL.
His AOL, yes. About his AFib. And, I'll even say, I'll just make the email. Could you please remove that from your address? Put this one in. Nobody does it. Well, including yourself, Mr. Z.
Well, that's because I just hit...
I know you start spelling the name and it comes up and you hit tab and then you write. And
it says, Mike says, Beatty has more emails than I have goggle IDs. I don't know if he meant Google, but he said goggle ID.
I believe that is what he meant, but
I didn't want to take a chance because I didn't think he was talking about goggles.
Well, he could very well be. That's the fun. That's the fun with Mike. You just never know.
You don't know.
I mean, he was in Mist. Did you know that?
I did know that. And if you blinked, you missed him.
He you know what? He played a reoccurring dead body.
He played several dead bodies.
That's what I'm saying. Reoccurring.
they said, "Do you have?"
Imagine for his scene, right?
Yes.
Instead of just taking it once, that he had to keep going in and laying down every time they needed that same scene.
Well,
Okay, okay, Mr. Cross, we need you to come in today.
well,
You know what? That would be the easiest money, just laying there.
it's really not, though.
Yeah, I know.
It's really not, because they had the big finale, and they had a lot of dead bodies, and they had to bring Mike in early to show the other, cast members how to do it.
Yeah,
And
is it because he's such a professional at laying down and
oh
being
yeah,
still?
and being still, you would think he was dead.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, he really sold it, right?
He did. Um, and so really he tried to branch out to get a career as just playing different inanimate objects.
Right.
But, he was like, look, you get a long angle lens 3 blocks down, I could look like a car.
Sure.
I could be a light post.
He is one of those guys that, he would be like a De Niro.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he really gets into, I imagine the research he did for the part.
Well, he needed to know their motivation to be dead.
Right.
And he said he was only dead in episode 2. Oh. And he got to be alive in episode 6 through 10.
Really?
And here's the thing, and no offense to Mike, because Drayla and I watched the whole series.
Yeah.
But we thought it went downhill after episode 2.
Well, he was in episode 2, correct?
He was playing dead.
But he was in it.
Yeah. He was in 6 through 10 as well.
Oh.
He was like he was like a stand-in for the sheriff.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he have speaking parts?
Well, he had moving parts.
Yeah, that's not my question, though. Did he have speaking parts?
No, he didn't really get to speak. He got to squeak a couple times. He said he was more of a fat post than a light post. And he said the series really was crap, not as good as they were hoping.
He just wrote that, and you're reading it from.
I bet it's still on his resume.
Okay, let me see if I'm trying to get a little bit of the glare off this black ink.
You got to play
Patch.
Yeah, Patch.
Yeah, of course. Who else?
Now I don't know if Mike knows about your effeminate kick.
How's this looking?
It looks good.
Yeah, I think we're gonna quit.
Yeah, you don't want to take it far.
No, I don't want to JP it.
Just past perfection, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Just past. I don't want to go just past. I think it's
right.
I think it's got enough work. Now, what I will do a little bit later, I need to add a few spots to the tongue. I like to give him like some liver spots or something.
That's gross.
I'll probably put those in with a marker. I've got like a purple marker.
Yeah. Alyssa says that's pretty solid. Looks amazing.
I'm trying to get the glare from the filling in with real black off of it. Real black.
There you go. Right there.
Well, okay. There. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
And trying to, there's the whole image. So, a lot of work did go into this, and I still need to go, and even in here, you can see a little bit of light blue where it's not just a flat white.
Yeah.
I went in with some watercolor there, and the tongue gets a little more purple, in here, a little more fleshy pink underneath. Mm-hmm. So the gums I did, or this stretchy whatever stuff and into his gums starts out kind of getting red, but then as it comes up into the gum line, it's a little pinker, a little less red.
Right.
Anyway, so what I will do, and I did this on the one that I had up, the profile. I went in with a little bit of white splatter, just enough, and it really, when the white hit the black areas and stuff, it just added that little layer of texture that, it's not like insane. It's just a few splats here and there, and it kind of gave. And I may even do that with another color. Like take let's say purple, for instance, and just do a little overcoat so that some of it gets in this green and livens it up a bit, like so it's not as flat. It gives it a little bit of substance. I could actually even do that with the marker, just dab it in myself because I don't want a lot.
Ron
But
says
with
that looks really good.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it. But I kind of like when I do the splatter because then it's kind of more accidental. And if it goes over the art a little bit, then it, it adds that extra dimension in depth.
Yeah.
I will probably go back in with either a white jelly pen or some whiteout and add some little spittle, like from the tongue.
Yeah.
I always like to do, I like to do a little, maybe a string or two of saliva coming off one of the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And not a lot, not to do overkill because that's, you have to watch it, but just enough. And even in here, since this purple is a little bit flat, I don't know if I could lighten it with going back in with a brush with water on it and removing some of the color, which is the good thing about watercolor.
Yeah.
But since this is on a sketch cover and it's going to be graded CGC, so I was just going to tell people that when I work on their sketch covers, just to ensure that things stay clean, I always put a piece of just regular white paper that is, of course, bigger than the book so that the back stays nice and white. And I also put in, this. That doesn't matter. That's, so that it covers up the artwork inside and keeps it as clean as possible because CGC, CBCS, and I don't know why, but when you do a sketch cover, they also grade like if you have smudges or something on the original sketch cover, which I think is kind of, they need to realize when we work on these things, I can't always do this like at a show or something. I try to, but it's so much easier at my studio here to, keep it protected. And I'll give you an example. I did one of Secret Wars cover 8 of the Spider-Man pose with the plume of smoke behind him for another guy. And it was on one of my books that I had here. And he had it fast-tracked in Baltimore, meaning he submitted it and had it graded so that he could take it home in the slab by the end of the show, which is, it's an expensive process to have done.
Right.
But it came back graded as a 9.8, which is very high. So he was very happy with that. And we were both kind of amazed that, but by me keeping it so clean, it helped the grade of the book. So anyway.
Ron asks, when you finish, will you post it to Instagram? And he says, I'll catch the rest of this in replay. See you next stream, I hope. Okay, Ron. I will either post it on, I've got quite a few. I think I got 2 Venoms in a row now. I might take a break from a Venom. I might post, I don't know if Ron saw it or not. I might go ahead and post this Ghost Rider up on my Instagram first. And I think what I need to do with him is put a little dot of white in each eye, because Ghost Rider, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So I'll do that later, but I'll probably post this up. And I got to sign it over here. So get that done. And eventually, yes, this Venom will be posted up on my Instagram. Thank you again, Ron. I think he may have left because I only see 3 viewers when it was 4. So anyway, yeah, I'm trying to keep a better track of what was I saying?
What you're posting?
Just of what I do, a better, what's the word I'm looking for here? I kind of blanked out. No pun intended. Because I went to swing. I switched views on how I could look at this. A better, as the process. Like I got one just of the inking. If you look at my YouTube page, you'll see where, unfortunately, I put simple inking Venom sketch cover part 1. Well, this would have been part 2. But what I might do is take this video and cut it to when I started this and then do it as a part 2.
There you go.
I don't know how to do that yet.
Well, there you go.
But I'm sure somebody out there that I know does, or somebody out there has made a YouTube video to show you how you can, trim apart and copy it and then place it into a new one. I know it can be done. I just don't know how to do it right now. So that's another part of the learning process.
Yeah. It says, do you have a bunch of blanks on hand, or do people send them to you?
It depends. I do have probably about 20, 25 of the Secret Wars variants when they came out in 2015. I had Steve, our local comic shop owner, get me some, and I think I got about 10, and I used some of them, and then they were offered, he got in touch with me and said, hey, they're offering these blanks, and I had him get me about 15 or 20 more of them because they weren't that expensive to get. So I figured, if anything, I have the Secret Wars blank, and really anything can go on a Secret Wars blank, any character, because most of the characters, are at least the majority of them at the time, were in Secret Wars. So it's a safe bet, as long as it's a Marvel character. Although that would be funny to do a DC character on a Secret Wars blank.
Why not?
Although I will tell you this, if we want to have this conversation, these sketch covers, Zeck and I will offer sketch combos at conventions and stuff, and those do okay, but a lot of people still are now, as you probably know, Craig and Mike, and whoever else might be listening to this, the sketch cover art and then getting them slabbed has become a really big phenomenon. It's just like everybody wants. And the great thing is, this was a nice cover to work on as far as the quality of the paper. Some of them aren't this good. Now, I don't know if you've seen them, Craig, because I know you're not a collector of these, but the new ones now are coming with a very thin piece of plastic, white plastic, that wrap around the cover.
Okay.
So that it protects the front and the back. And I guess when you're done, you can just tear it away and submit your book. So the companies are beginning to realize that this is what people are doing. So they're kind of, making that move to help people segue into keeping the backs clean, so that's why I do the paper. I've always done this when I get something at a convention or at home. I pull out a piece of paper that I can put on my drawing surface, so it does stay clean, because I don't want to give somebody something that's all smudged and grimy and stuff on the back. I want to try to give them a product that's going to give them the highest grade as possible, because I know myself, I would appreciate it, and I know them as my customer appreciate that extra effort put in by myself.
Yeah.
So I guess for now, I think, like I said, I'm going to take a break from this. I think it's done, except for the few little, extra touches, a little bit of splatter, a little bit of white, maybe a few, these I did do black, but I want to get them a little lighter as they come out down the tongue. I kind of think it just looks cool to give his tongue, liver spots, just
something fleshy.
Yes, something that will be Venom's character, a little bit more gross looking, than just a red tongue. So, are you okay? Are you choking?
I'm yawning. Stretching.
Well, I know people couldn't see what you were doing, but I could, and I was like,
oh, that's right, you could.
Yes,
I forgot about that.
I thought maybe you had a biscuit caught in your throat or something. Wait a minute. Speaking of biscuits,
yes, sir.
Wasn't there something that since Mike is still in the room, wasn't there a biscuits and gravy?
Well,
There was
yeah.
a long-running joke. I think it was that we all loved biscuits and gravy. Who didn't love biscuits and gravy for breakfast, right? I believe that was it.
Gravy to wash that down, he said.
So anyway, I guess, what is it? A little bit after 9:30?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a touch. We've been going 2.5 hours. I don't have anything else I need to do as far as with this right now. Like I said, I need to let it rest before I go back to it. And when I do the splatter and stuff, I'm not at my drawing board. I get down on the carpet so that, and put newspaper down so that when I'm, what I'll do is this has a protector cap on it. I tap my brush like this with ink in it or color so that it goes in the area I want to. I don't do the old toothbrush splatter anymore, although that would get real messy. If I wanted that much splatter, I would. I'd still bring out an old toothbrush, one of yours, Zablo's, and then just give it back.
That's because I trade mine out on a regular basis. You ought to do that. You ought to do that.
Well, what I do is I just put them back in your holder when I'm over at your house. So, yeah. So yeah, I kind of control the splatter a little bit more. So, Mike, I believe you're still in the room. I know you can't see the real. Let me see if I turn this light off real quick. Give it a little. Nah, that's too dark. Whoa, that's too light. Had it too close to the camera. But we'll work these problems out. We'll get some ideas. I'm sure some people will suggest a few things. I'll ask some professionals that have done this for a while. What are their, like this green is not this faded out. It's a more, brighter, intense green, as all the colors are here. Anyway, having said that, I think we could just go ahead and wrap up for the day.
All right.
And just tell everybody thank you for those who showed up early in the morning and participated live. Thanks, Mike, for hanging in. Thanks to Ron for coming in 2 or 3 times, and Keith Kiker, of course. I'm trying to remember who else off the top of my head.
Chad was here.
Yep, Chad baby, and whoever will watch this and get this far, I really appreciate it. And again, I can't tell you how important it is for you to hit that subscribe button if you like it. Hit the little bell over to the side. That will send you an alert to when I'm just going to go live one day in here because I want some company or just to do it for fun. It's always good. So if you want to do that, I do appreciate it. And other than that, I think we're good for today.
All right.
Again, Craig, anything you want to say? Well, let me first.
Mike says whether Alyssa likes it or not, she subscribed.
Okay. Well, you know what, Mike? When you get one of your goggle, we'll run with that. When you get one of your goggle or Google emails loaded up or something, maybe you need to make a new one. Because we're definitely going to do this again. And my buddy Jared, who is betterwise known as the Yard Sale Artist on Twitter and other social media, you might want to check him out. I know we're going to get him in here, and he's going to be a lot of fun to have in the live streams, and listening to his comments, and he'll be doing some artwork too. Craig will be trying to keep a watch on the chat to field questions so that we can concentrate on what we're doing and he can concentrate on what I'm doing. So you can find me at on social media. On Instagram, it's just John Beatty. On Twitter, it's at John Beatty Art. On Facebook, it's at John Beatty Art. And my website is johnbeattyart.com. Craig, you want to go ahead and plug your social media and sites?
Well, you can find me at Craig Zablo on Twitter.
You want to spell that in case somebody? I'll I will later.
Make some end credits there, buddy.
Well, I will make some end credits, but you may as well go ahead and
Yeah,
speak it out.
Craig Zablo, ZABLO.com, and of course StalloneZone.com.
How about you want your Twitter or any?
And it's at Craig Zablo, CraigZablo.com.
And you have no Stallone Zone Facebook or anything like that. No,
I'm on no. You might find there's a lot of fake ones out there, but
right.
but no.
So what you're saying then is the Stallone Zone is come to the site. That's where you're going to get everything.
That's where you get it all.
So you don't even have a Stallone Zone Twitter.
I do, but I don't ever use it very much.
Okay,
because they know to come to my. Most of the folks just go to mine.
And you update that every week. The Stallone Zone.
That's correct.
Do you want to give the? I'm trying to get you to promote your Stallone.
You're breaking up. I can't. You're breaking up. So I'm hearing Stallone Zone, Stallone Zone.
I'm trying to get you to promote the when you do, because you're on a consistent basis on.
Yeah, every Sunday, just about every Sunday, you'll see an update unless something breaks, and it's the place to be if you like Stallone. He contacts us, or has his folks contact us from time to time with updates he wants out there. And of course, Stallone's own Instagram. He's doing a lot of his own posting now.
Is he doing any of his paintings, or is it just mostly photo stuff, like through movie sets and that type of?
No, he's doing paintings as well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
all right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone, for showing up. And I will probably be on sometime sooner than with Craig, just by myself. So come join me then. Thanks. And in the meantime, hope everybody has a great day, great week, and see you later. Bye.
Ciao.